Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله. صلى الله عليك يا أمير المؤمنين. صلى الله عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء. وغريب يا مظلوم كربلاء. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتاب المجيد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. صدق الله العلي العظيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
اللهم صل على Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Brothers, respected brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today I'd like to speak about knowledge. The ayah that I read is the first ayah that was revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now what does this ayah say? It says, in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Read in the name of your sustainer who created. Subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the first verse is a command. Iqra. This is a command for everyone to read. But here he was speaking to the Prophet. Read. Nowadays, how should we take this when it says read? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to read, is it just me picking up the Quran and reading? Or is it me knowing the knowledge and applying it? Because remember what we said before, there's difference between knowing something and applying it. There's two types of knowledge. The knowledge that is at waste is the knowledge that we know and we don't apply. Meaning what? In Surah Al-Baqarah, in the first couple of ayat, does it not tell us to pray? To establish prayers? But how many of us actually establish the prayers? How many of us actually pay attention when we pray? We're like, oh, I can pray later. I have work right now. Or I have school work right now. Who gave me that work? Who gave me who had that rahmah to give me that ni'mah in order to work to provide for my family? Who is it that gave me that knowledge? And who is it that created these legs, this mouth, the tongue, the eyes and the ears, that I can go to school and listen to the teachers and ask questions and answer questions? Did it just come out of nowhere? Did was this knowledge not created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Of course it was. Sallallahu Muhammadin wa alihi.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
Now, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering us to read, now here I'm not saying, oh, you know what, all Muslims just stay in your houses, read Quran and teach it to your kids. No. This is not the knowledge. This is not only the knowledge that we should do. Yes, we should study science. Why? Because Quran teaches us science. When we want to learn about the embryo of the child or how the child is made, we turn to the Quran and it tells us these stuff. When we want to learn about the stars and the different planets, we turn to the Quran and it tells us this. So every single subject that's covered in school is covered in the Quran. But yet we tend to ignore this part. Why? It's because we're like, oh, you know what? I need money in order to raise my children. I need money in order to provide for my family. And we fall into this trap. Why? It's because we teach our kids the same thing. So we shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't be surprised if my child doesn't want to read Quran or study religion. Why? It's because if I keep on insisting on him, you know what? Go to school, study, get good marks, become a doctor, become a professor. I want you to be a doctor so you can be well off. Yes, we want the best for our children. But yet, do I actually know if my son wants to be a doctor? Am I pressuring him too much? Because if I am, then I am a failure as a father. I have failed as a father. Because the first thing I should ask my child is, what would you like to do? Forget what I want you, what I would like. Obviously I want the best for you. But maybe I don't know what's best for you. So what would you like to do? You want to go there? I know some people, some of my friends, they wanted to pursue Hausa studies. But some of their parents were like, Hausa? Why do you want to go study Hausa? It doesn't pay you much. There's nothing in it for you. Why are you going to such a way? I'm looking out for you. I'm looking out for the best for you. I know what's best. Really. Allah knows what's best for me. This is why Allah puts me through so much trials. Why? Allah will not put me through any test or any hardship if He knows I can't handle it. But now, do we know what our children can handle or not? No, we don't. We might know some things because the way we see them, the way we see them act. But sometimes, us parents can make our children have low self-esteem. How? For example, if I have 3 kids. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed me with 3 kids. But now, if I was to go to my to the second kid, and I'm like, why can't you be like your sister? She's smart. She's really good she's a mathematician. Why can't you be like her? She's a doctor. Why can't you be like her? Here, I've put my son down. Because I'm literally telling him that he's not intelligent enough. And in order for him to win my love for him, he has to be knowledgeable. We shouldn't do this to our kids. We should let them gain knowledge and learn knowledge the way that they learn knowledge. Because if we go in the school systems, we will see that every single child has a different type of way of learning. Some of them have small classes. And the school system sometimes also fall into this trap. It's because there are some kids out there with a learning disorder, with some type of learning disorder, so that they cannot learn properly. Or that they can't pay attention in class. So they're labeled as troublemakers. So from kindergarten on, they're labeled as troublemakers. So when they go into high school, they're like, oh, I'm a troublemaker. So what do? They end up acting that part. But if we tell our children, you know what? I think you're gonna be a doctor. You're smarter than this. If my child comes home with an F in his report card, I shouldn't scold them. I should be like, you know what? I should sit him down like, you're better than this. What is it that's going on, or what is it that I could do different in order to make you learn more, or in order for me to teach you? For example, nowadays we have Halloween. October 31st is Halloween. A lot of these kids, we see them, they dress up. Now, I'm not promoting Halloween or anything, but I'm just trying to teach something out of it. To see the benefit out of it. People tend to let their kids dress up as monsters, as witches, devils, and all these scary costumes, right? But also this has an effect on the kid. On the child, this has an effect. Why? It's because it tells them, once a year, out of the month, I'm allowed to act this way. You know what? Let us change this. Let us change the costumes. Let my son or my daughter be a doctor for Halloween. Let them dress up as Halloween. Now, I don't let my kids go for trick-or-treat whatsoever, and I will never. But it's an example. If I was to celebrate Halloween, I'm like, okay, you know what? Why don't you be a doctor? Why don't you dress up as a doctor? Why don't you dress up as a lawyer? As a respectable profession. This will put in their mind that I can do whatever I want. The sky is the limit for me. Now, we know that there's a lot of falsehood out there replacing the truth. A lot of falsehood. Now, how can we extinguish between falsehood and the truth? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says, in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, and that those who have been given knowledge may know that is the truth from your Lord, so that they may believe therein, and their hearts may submit to it with humility, and verily Allah is the guide of those who believe to the straight path. What does this mean? This ayah, Allah is telling us that He's giving us knowledge. Which knowledge? This knowledge is the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the Quran. Now, do we take care of this knowledge? Yes or no? Some of us do, some of us don't. Meaning what? Some of us have memorized the Quran and are following the Quran with action, with our action and our speech. But some of us have memorized the Quran and don't even follow a word of it. This is dangerous because on the Day of Judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can use this as an argument against us. The Quran can speak for us or it can speak against us. Meaning what? On the Day of Judgment, remember, if I oppress someone can complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about me. Now, if I don't read the Quran and I have neglected the Quran, inshallah tomorrow we'll speak more about this, the Quran will complain against me. Oh Allah, this person has not read me. Oh Allah, this person has memorized me, but has not followed any of your words. What is the use of knowledge if I do not teach it to others? What is the use of knowledge if I don't practice it myself? Meaning, for example, I'm thirsty right now. There's a water bottle there, and I know there's water bottles over there. But if I don't get up and go pick up that water bottle and open that water bottle and drink it, how am I going to quench my thirst? How? I know there's a school that teaches this, that teaches a specific subject, and I want to be a doctor, and I know there's a medical school here, but yet I don't attend school in order for me to reach my goal. So how is it that at the end of the day, I turn to Allah and I complain to Him, oh Allah, you've given me nothing. All you've given me is hardship, but you haven't given me any knowledge. Sometimes the knowledge and the teaching comes through the hardship. How many of us have seen or have gone through hardship and learned more through the hardship and patience that we've been through than any other thing? I'll give you an example. In high school, a lot of people have friends. Good friends, bad friends. But when you grow up and you go into university and so, you know who is your real friend and who is not your real friend. Why? It's because slowly by slowly, you start to disassociate yourself from those people. Like, no, you're not going the way I'm going. I'm going in a different direction, and you're going in a different direction. I know one of my teachers, one of my high school teachers, told me something that I will never forget. It's the teaching behind it. It's not what I'm going to say, but it's the teaching behind it that really got to me. He told me, Na'im, you will know your real friends when it comes to a fight. When people are fighting you, you will know your real friends. So I asked him, I'm like, sir, how so? I'm like, how would I know my real friends when I'm in a fight? I'm like, obviously, they're gonna jump in and help me. He's like, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, because if you get in a fight in school, you get suspended, correct? I'm like, yeah, of course, I can even get expelled. He's like, yes, but a true friend will come in, hold you back, and calm you down. And teach you that no, this is not worth it. Because if you continue on this road, other things will come. Bad things will come towards you. So I took this lesson. And then later on, as I grew up, I read something from Imam Ali alayhi salam. After Allah sallallahu. What does he say? He says, look at what is being said and not who is saying it. This is when it really hit me. I'm like, subhanAllah, my Imam, mashallah, he's very knowledgeable. And then it takes me back to more, it reminds me more and more and more sayings. The Prophet saying what? I am the city and Ali is its gates. I am the city of knowledge and Ali is its gates. Whoever wants to enter the city, let him go through Ali. Sallallahu Muhammadin wa Ali Muhammad. Having said that, let me read this one riwayah on Imam Ali alayhi salam, what he says about knowledge. After Allah sallallahu Muhammadin wa Ali Muhammad. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, knowledge is better than wealth. Knowledge guards you while you have to guard wealth. Meaning, what does this mean? We put wealth in the bank and we protect it. Wealth decreases by spending, while knowledge increases by spending. And the result of wealth dies as wealth decays. With it, a man acquires obedience during his lifetime and a good name after his death. Here is speaking about knowledge. Knowledge is a ruler, while wealth is ruled upon. Here, what does this mean? How many of us like, no, make money, make more money, let me make more money. I am not pleased with money. I want more, I want more, I want more. Knowledge is the same. I want more, I want more, I want more. But what's the difference? When I die, the wealth is not coming with me. Even if I put in my will or my wasiyah, you know what? I tell my wife, you know what? Bury me with all my money. Bury me with my cars. Bury me with my house. When the two angels come, I'm like, oh, you know what? I have $1 million already. You want? Get me to heaven? Yeah? Free ticket to heaven? No. The angels are going to ask me about my knowledge. What have I done? Who is your Lord? Who is your messenger? And so on. These are the things that the angels are going to question me. They can care less about the money. On the day of judgment, Allah will ask me, what have you done with the time that I provided you? Oh, Allah, I made all this money. I have this expensive car. I have a Bentley. I have a Rolls Royce. Okay. But what about the poor? What about teaching others? These are the things that we should do, brothers and sisters. From now on, we should teach, even if it's one ayah of the Quran, we should teach it to our sons. We should teach it to ourselves. And inshallah, when we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we'll be able to tell him, oh Allah, I've chased after knowledge. And in houses, I'll end it with this. In houses study, in houses class, they teach us this. Usually, we chase our rizq. But for talib ilm, his rizq, meaning his sustenance, chases him. Sallallahu Muhammadin wa Inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the right of Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad, that He increases us with knowledge, and that we practice knowledge, and that we practice what we know, so that we may teach it to others, and that